Dennis, you want to...
Well, experience of loss and fishes, we're a totally voluntary group. We get no government funding whatsoever. We're totally dependent on people's goodwill. Now, I've had a couple of stores approach me, and the food they want to offer me is bash tins and stuff that's going out of date. And when I tell them we don't use it, they look at me, you know. You don't use it? I said, well, very simply. When my wife comes into your store, she doesn't say, where's your aisle for the bash tins and where's your aisle for the out-of-date stuff? People are coming to us. Now, we're in the middle of no man's land. And we've got people coming, wee bits of children, and they're walking 3 and 4 miles. And there seems to be a fallacy going out that it's misused, it's greed. These people are they're layabouts, they're rogues. They're people that's in total disarray. They're frightened, they're insecure. They've no money. We got a phone call the other day there, for the social work department. Can you give us food for a family that they don't need to cook because they've no money for their electricity? You know, so the picture that the government's painting is a totally wrong picture. Yep. People are coming here, they come to us. Last night, we were in at Redfield St Stephen's, we do a meal there. When the last came in, he was sent for a job, done 2 hours work, and even brushed the floor up when he was finished. He wasn't asked to do, but he'd done it. And the manager else came down and says to him, no, you're not suitable. And he never got a penny for his 2 hours work. That's immoral. When these things happen in this 2014, these things are immoral. For somebody to do anything, whether labour is worthy or not, if they've went there and they've done the best that they could and they're maybe not suitable, they're still entitled to the payment that they've put in for that job. Yeah. I don't think anybody in here would be toiling away through here next week if they weren't getting paid for their day's labour of the day, eh? And this is happening all the time. Yeah. The amount of people that comes to us, it's sanctioned. It's unbelievable. A man that comes has been sanctioned for 11 weeks. And that's 11 weeks without any money. Oh, it's misused, they're coming back to you. Of course they're coming back to us. If you have no money this week and you're not getting any money next week, how are you going to feed yourself? We've got a lady that hadn't eaten for 3 days because she was feeding her children. These thanks get buried under the table. They don't come to light. It's easier to say, oh, they're thieves, liars, cheats and layabouts. They misuse their benefit systems. The benefit systems are based on the national poverty line. Who are the companies that's paying below the national poverty line? Name them and shame them. Who are the companies that's not paying their inland revenue? Now, when the government brought this out, they had a meeting on a Thursday. They made a decision on the Thursday to change the benefit system. And the Tuesday, it was made law. Fact. At the same time, we're talking about looking at these companies that's not paying their proper tax. We're still looking at these people not paying their proper tax. It's the most simplest thing in the world to solve. You are a managing director of this company, and we reckon you owe that tax, you've not paid it. Not to pay your tax is unlawful. If it's not paid by the end of next month, you and you's going to jail. Because that's basically what you're doing to the people that's going for benefits. You're not getting it. I don't think you're worthy of a payment. That's what that's saying. So what is it we're going to do about it? 2014 and people can't eat.
Yeah. Dave?
Did I do press? Oh, goodness me, it's not a matter. Dave Summers, Community Food Initiative North East. We have the Fair Share franchise up in the North East, but we've also over the last year been running our own food bank. To go back to the original question, anecdotally we've got strong evidence of the impact of welfare reform on the usage of food banks, but I think undoubtedly there's a need to back that up with independent research. I'm delighted those 2 institutions, RGU and the Rowett Institute, have approached us about being involved in some independent research of the use of the food bank, which I think we need to back up the anecdotal stuff. It is important, I think as Mr Curran was saying, you know, folk who've been awarded...
It's fragmented. Really. I can only speak for East Kilbride. We'll go anywhere. We'll take food parcels anywhere. I've sent stuff to Oban. There's a wee haulage contractor takes it up free. But I've travelled to Peebles. I've travel to Alexandra. And I've not always went willing, but I've always come back glad that I went. When you get there, and people are breaking their heart because you brought in a bag of messages to them, and maybe a couple of toys for their kids. Now, East Kilbride, we're never going to get the true figures. True figures can't come because government departments misused the whole thing. Fact. Whether you want to accept it or you don't want to accept it, it's a fact. I get a phone call. I work with 2 sticks. Sometimes I don't always get out. So I get a phone call and it's always out of hours. Oh, Dennis, can you help us with a bag of messages? I'm very sorry, I can't manage it now. Friday. But I could maybe manage to get something to you for 4:30. Oh, we stop early on a Friday. We don't work Saturday and Sunday. I'm busy Monday and Tuesday. So, what about Wednesday? What's this emergency? That family's now sitting till Wednesday waiting something to eat. Now, the answer to that one is, oh, well, we'll just need to use our own budget. If they use their own budget properly, and when the budget runs out, we'll manage to get a true figure of the amount of people that's really struggling. I get it for other organisations. And it's the same thing, well, we'll need to use our own budget. I went to the social work department and I said to her, how much food parcels do you need for Christmas? Because as you all know, this doesn't happen in a couple of days. Yeah, give me an idea of how many. Oh, we're not using them this year. Oh, that's smashing. You don't get hungry. No, the staff's been making a mess of the room, so we don't want to store it. East Kilbride, fact. What's all this? Well, that's the food parcel. You've not got rid of them in 2 weeks, they're getting flung out. Who are these people that doesn't want to take the responsibility of their own property? We've got Lindsay House. It's a 10-minute walk for the Civic Centre. Andy that's homeless must appear in South Lanarkshire, must appear at Lindsay House. Why can't you set something up in a room in Lindsay House? Now, Lindsay House, I know they've got a room as big as that area there, lying empty. We're in a position to provide the food. It's a lot easier if somebody walk 10 minutes with 2 kids than it is to walk 4 miles with 2 kids on either end. We're not lining up. There's certain people who don't want that in here. We're not allowed to store food in here. The one for Oregon, this food could be cross-contaminated or recalled. Well, if it's recalled food, it's in every television programme, every newspaper and every radio programme. And Sainsbury's would be very interested to see how you get cross-contaminated with a packet of rice and a tin of beans. So excuses. I've been doing this for 1992. This isn't new. This isn't new. This is just growing, exploding. We started off with homeless people. My wife's sitting in the back there. She's been going to meetings for 1993, and I hope this meeting sincerely brings something about. Because the only thing that changes in these meetings that we go to is the date. The last one I went to, I came home and I said, what do you think they said to me, Cathy? What do you think they were saying? And she told me word for word what we said. The only difference is, we'll maybe be in the top of it by 2016. We all sit and we bandy figures about. Is people no important anymore? Is your constituents no important? Can you give us a parcel for a baby? It's going to be born on Tuesday. And then what about this delay? She's not entitled to be any benefits. What's the right of that child? Doesn't even matter damn what the mother's done. Surely we're social work departments and we're people in power should be looking at the benefit of that child. But that child had to get somebody to come to a food bank to see if it can get clothes. 2014. This is the real reality of this whole thing. Figures, figures, figures. What's the real figure of the people that's committed suicide? Through benefit cuts. Nobody able to make ends eat. People come to us and they're terrified. I don't want to know their circumstances. They've already sat in a social work department, pled their heart out, then they have to walk 4 miles to me. And they feel they've got to sit down and tell me again all their problems. Well, we've got a wee sign on the door that says no smile, no entry. And that's all they need. Come in with a wee smile on their face and they get their parcel. And I'm not there to judge them. I have a breakfast, a lunch, an evening meal and a cup of tea before I go to my bed. That's some power when I can start deciding when somebody's going to eat and if they're going to eat. And that's what we're doing here today. We're sitting here making decisions. Is somebody going to eat? Are they not going to eat? What is it we're going to do to make sure that people have no go at debt? I was brought up with parents that brought me up to believe that those that can should do for those that can't. And we seem to have lost that in this society. Powers that be. It's time we woke up to reality. We don't need to have meetings to decide as the benefit cuts get a rise to do with food banks. My 7-year-old grandson's got auspices and he could tell you it is. Let's be truthful. Let's be truthful about the whole situation. The situation is people are getting penalised for being poor, for not having the ability to, not having a job, go to a food bank. How would you feel if we made a decision here today that every MP had to get their electricity and their gas cut off, their fridges and their freezers emptied, and sent to work for 4 months and get their grub off a food bank? How do you think you'd feel about that? See, that was part of the cause you had today to be an MP. You'd maybe realise what it means, what the policies really mean to people. Not financially, and there. People come to us and they're broken. Do you know what actually stormed me? Somebody that's breaking their heart because they can't feed their parents. That's what this is about. It's about building a society that's worthwhile. No demeaning people. Because they can't work, does they make them a lesser person? But this government's got everybody thinking that people at its own benefits is a thief, a liar, a cheat and a layabout. And that's the furthest thing for the truth. Because I live in benefits. I'm in pension support. And I'm no thief, I'm no liar, I'm certainly no layabout. Stop pigeoning people. Put them in ducats. We've got a chance to do something that's real. Real. Something positive. Don't spend it bandying figures about. Get to the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is people are starving. They're coming and they've not got the money to feed. Can you give them something they don't need to cook? You know that? That was during the war. My wife said it the other day. No, the difference is now. We live in a 21st century society. And we're dealing in 1930 values. Because you're needing a wee voucher to go to a food bank. That was the same as you had with a ration book. That's what I'm going to say.
Thanks very much, Dennis. Ken, you want to make a contribution?
Thanks very much.